taking away health care from 13 million people! 13 million! People with cancer! People with chronic illness! Children! Elders! Don't get medicine! Hey! Rich get tax cuts! So it's fine, right? Oh! Dad! This is not normal! This is not politics! This is a war on human life! You're not crazy for being angry! You're human!
Whatever. It's amazing. Beta!
I genuinely don't understand how anybody is okay right now. Like, this bill that just passed, big, beautiful bill, big piece of bill, it will take the health care from so many people. So many people are going to, poor people are going to, veterans are going to, poor people are going to.
No, that's a lie. You just lie.
Breaking news, lies about Medicaid cuts have been found to be the leading cause in political overreactions. That's right, folks. People are saying that Medicaid cuts are going to end thousands. Which sounds more like the movie plot to a Hollywood disaster film. But spoiler alert, the real disaster is their imaginations running wild. So buckle up because we are about to debunk these doomsday claims faster than you can say misinformation meltdown.
I don't understand why I have empathy for others and other people don't, and yet people are calling me crazy for showing any sliver of emotion. My healthcare is being taken away, and me being angry at people who voted for this is being seen like I'm crazy. I'm cutting you off. You're out of my life. I'm cutting you out of my life. All of you. Family, friends, you're gone at this point. I have nothing to live for because my health insurance, what I need help for, my mental health, all of that is gone. Like, oh yeah, and you can tell me, go get a job, go get a job. I've been trying for 6 months now. And all...
If you don't want to even work the 20 hours a week, you can volunteer. And if you don't want to volunteer, then there are other ways you can go about it as well to make sure that you fulfill those requirements, like actually not only volunteering in your community, but by other methods that you can fulfill those work requirements, like being online, taking high school courses or college courses. There's no reason for anybody who's on Medicaid, who's doing the right thing and deserves it, to be hurt. And they won't be. And they ought to cut it out because they're scaring people.
All these idiot Republicans tell me is, go get a job, go get a job. Even if I get a job, it will not ensure that I have health care because they never give you full time. What else won't it do? It won't make me happy. I won't be able to afford anything still. So tell me again to get a job.
Get a job! Get a job. It's not about being happy. It's about survival. I've had tons of jobs that I didn't like. It's called being an adult.
As a person who uses Medicaid and has been on food stamps my entire life because I am that poor. I am in college. I use the Pell Grant. All these inpatient facilities are going to close. Places people go to get help and get better are going to close. But yeah, I'm kind of going insane. I am not okay.
Well, that's the first thing that we can agree on that you've said. You're not okay.
All right, look, I've had enough of y'all talking about these cuts to Medicaid. The world is coming to an end. Do you know what the cuts are to Medicaid? No, you probably don't. No, you just heard $881 billion cover Medicaid. Oh my God. Well, let me educate you. Here is just the first page of the cuts. Cut number 1, saving $35 billion over 10 years. Limit federal health program eligibility based on citizenship status. That's just saying that people who are here illegally don't get to use Medicaid. It's something you have told us isn't happening anyway. So you obviously agree with that cut. Cut number 2, eliminate Medicare coverage of bad debt, saving $42 billion over 10 years. Do you know what bad debt is? You probably don't, so let me explain it to you. Bad debt is where you have a debt with a hospital beyond what your coverage pays. So like, let's say you have private health insurance. Now, your health insurance is going to pay their piece, and then you have your leftover piece. Now, if you don't pay that, that is what's known as bad debt. Now, under no circumstances will your private health insurance company cover your bad debt. However, if you have Medicaid, the American taxpayer will cover up to 65% of that debt. Now, how hospitals use that to their advantage is they up the prices for people on Medicaid, therefore making that bad debt increase dramatically, and the American taxpayer pays 65% of it. All this would say is that we're not going to do that anymore. Therefore, hospitals can't charge more for people on Medicaid because they're not going to make any extra money from it. Who the is opposed to that? Next, Medicare site neutrality, set to save $148 billion over the 10 years. That one's actually really simple. All that says is the hospitals can't charge people on Medicare and Medicaid more. It just says they have to charge people on Medicare and Medicaid the same prices they charge people on private health insurance or cash. Is there anyone who's opposed to that? No, I didn't think so. Now, from just those three, we're looking at $200+ billion in savings. Now, I imagine if I said we're going to cut $200 billion from Medicaid, y'all would freak the out. However, when you do a little bit of research, when you actually look into the topic that you're making TikToks about, you can see that $200 billion worth of cuts you agree with. Like I just showed you 1/4 of all the cuts they want to make. And here's the thing, if you're remotely have common sense, you don't disagree with any of them. So just please remember that when you're like, oh my God, they're making cuts to Medicaid. Yeah, you agree with them.
Whaley has landed several of those inside low kicks.
We have to be on the offense as Republicans. I mean, you keep hearing the Democrats banging away. Nobody is cutting Medicaid to anybody that is qualified. The Democrats voted to have the largest tax increase in American history by not continuing the Job Cuts and Tax Act. The Democrats voted against wage earners that get tips. The Democrats voted against seniors that get Social Security. The Democrats voted against those across the board who are working middle class America. We have voted to help them. And when it comes to Medicaid, the work requirements are not onerous. They're not terrible. Yeah, I saw Madeline Dean on there. Yes, some people are working already. They're going to have no problem at all. They're already working. Things are going to continue as normal.
That part is I did actually try to talk to somebody in the gym about this situation because they brought it up. And I was trying to explain to them, hey, this is not what the bill does. It forces people to get jobs if they want to qualify for certain government benefits, as long as they're fully able-bodied and they have children that are over a certain age. And it also removes people who are not here legally. They're not allowed to be on our healthcare system and access government medical benefits, which 2 big thumbs up. And I could not get this person to see reason at all. They said, oh no, that's wrong. That's not what the bill says. And that's because, once again, they're being lied to. They're being gaslit. And you just can't make them see reason. People are being gaslit into full-blown mania, and they are lashing out, unfortunately, with violence, because if the picture that was being painted was actual reality, I could almost, in some circumstances, almost really even understand where they're coming from. Because I too would be upset if I was literally believing that WW2 is happening all over again. And we're just sitting back and laughing at all the madness because it just doesn't make any sense. Because it's nonsensical. And because these people aren't running off of logic and they are extremely emotional, those non-fact-based emotions are very, very easy to manipulate. So much so that these people are willing to cut off their closest friends, their family members. They're willing to get divorces versus thinking critically. Strangers on TV can tell them that your mother and your father, they're evil. People who would lay down their lives for you, who have sacrificed everything, cut them off. And these awful, crazy, emotional, morally bankrupt people do that happily instead of thinking, hey, wait a minute. If somebody told me that my mom was evil and the worst person on the planet, this, that, and the third, I would laugh in their faces and I would know that they were liars. But these people can't do that. And it's a shame. Buy me a coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Leroy, stop that. You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you. You guys steal the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Leroy, you're not bored, are you? Leroy, did you know that 9 out of 10 people only watch to see you? Yeah. I'm just kind of here holding space for you. It's true. It's true. Leroy, you're so much fun. You're way more fun than any puppet. Right, Leroy?